Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Derek Schomer. Today, we are creating our first punch in the face. This is the 10 Cane Spiced Apple Punch. 10 Cane sponsoring this episode if you haven't figured it out yet. And one of the reasons I was willing to do this, besides I think it would just be super cool, and even if you can't do this, it's just kind of fun to see, is that we've had a lot of people say, even in our tasting, where's 10 Cane, where's 10 Cane, where's 10 Cane? So we brought out 10 Cane at the end, and people like it. There's like a devotion to this specific brand. People who like this brand stick with this brand. They like the sweetness. They like everything about it. So this is something for them to think about when they want to make their next recipe with 10 Cane. And this is a recipe that they developed. It's on the bottle. You should be able to see that from over here, right? Camera woman? Yeah, you think we can see it? Probably can see that. I hope we can see that, if not here. And so I went to the store, picked this up. They had these on here, but since they had so many, I took it off and put it on one of the bottles behind it, because it was like one had it. You didn't see me do that?
You're lying. You just took a bottle from behind it.
Yeah, you're right, because they're really hard to take off. I forgot how it actually went down, but the story was accurate.
No, it wasn't.
The story was 75% accurate. So they had, what, like 5 bottles. One had the casing, the other ones didn't, so I just took one that didn't. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do 2 jugs worth, because we're going to fill them. I put little markers. We're going to fill it this high. If you have a big punch bowl, if you're more prepared for this than I am on the show, then it might be different for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 of equal size. We're going to pour half the alcohol in here. We're going to do 12 ounces, I believe. I had measurements around here. So we're going to do 12.5 ounces of the actual alcohol. So let's just do that now. Yeah. And you got to use the whole bottle. This is deceiving. There's 25 ounces for those of you in the U.S. that are used to ounces and milliliters confuse you. 750 milliliters, 25 ounces. So I'm going to make it so I can see. So it seems like there's more in here than there really is. It's the magic bottle, really. It's like a genie. And the funny part is, if you were to just drink this, it would probably kill you.
That's not funny.
No, actually, it probably wouldn't kill you, but it would definitely be a rough time. So it doesn't take a lot. So that's our alcohol content right there. Then I thought it would be neat. We're going to use this one, which is the apple juice. I should probably mention this part. So what you do is you take this packet right here. It's in a little plastic seal. You take the seal out, but you leave the crazy spices inside this inner packet. And those spices have cinnamon, orange peel, cloves, allspice, and natural flavors. Best if used by 8/18/11. So if you're watching this show now and you see it next year, and that's your now, this is still good. So, actually, I'm probably going to need that. What we do is we take, this is the cold version. There's 2. There's a cold and there's a warm. And we're doing the cold because it works better. And now what I have in here is the spice packet. There it is. It's like a tea bag when you actually take it out. And what you want to do is put this into your orange juice, your apple juice, 51 ounces of apple juice. You put this in here, you leave it in your refrigerator for an hour or whatever, then you take it out, and then you're going to squeeze all the goodies out of there, like that, and then we're just going to flop that off to the side, and you're done with the spice packet. Smells like pumpkin and tasty bits. So, we're going to take that. That is kind of our base. We did that ahead of time, so remember that part. You gotta do that an hour before you watch the show. And then what we're gonna do...
Except if you're watching the show.
Except for you watching the show. Pause it! Okay, now go and finish the recipe. So what we're gonna do is pour the rest in right on top of our alcohol. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, done. So now what we have, we just put 25.5 ounces in there. So we got a total of 38 ounces in there. And we should, if all our math ahead of time worked correctly, if you do this, they should come out to be about even. Oh, look at that. The magic of whatever it is we're doing. And then, see what the recipe says to do next. Blah, 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 squeeze packet, put that in there, stir. Okay. I can stir that up. And that will help get our alcohol in there. I have a bar spoon, but this seems like it needs to be a little bigger than that. But what we have now is our punch. We're technically done. So you can easily do this ahead of time. What I'm thinking of doing is bringing this to Thanksgiving next week or whenever that is. Thanksgiving, I never pay attention to dates anymore. 2 weeks. But when this airs, 1 week. So I was right. I'm thinking ahead. So if you're doing the cold one, you're going to want to shake these because or you don't necessarily have to. I guess it depends if you want to put it into a cocktail or a martini glass. We're not going to do that. We're going to put it over ice. So we don't necessarily have to shake this because it was already cold. So even one less step. But if you're going to use cocktail glass, shake it with ice to get a look chilled up since you won't have this ice in your glass. We're going to make 2. We're going to do a his and her. So Jennifer has something to drink after the show. And we just made a lot of alcohol and there's 2 people in the house. And we don't drink that much, believe it or not. So one of these, I guess we cap off, we save for later. I don't think we're going to need that. Done. So you get some spares. This we're just going to drink now. Not really.
Okay, have fun.
So I think we're following the instructions right. So if you get this, you could find the warm recipe. Really the big difference is you're gonna obviously boil it. You're gonna still pull out this little packet over here, and you're gonna serve it in a mug and garnish with a cinnamon stick. With this one, you can also garnish with the cinnamon stick, and then you trade old stories for new. So what we're gonna do is try and garnish it with a cinnamon stick, but the real trick is they're not really gonna. It's Colin's glass. Works good if you put it in a cocktail glass. Colin's glass, not so much. But there you go. Actually, it still kind of looks good, huh?
It looks like a straw. Yeah, it's not gonna work.
It smells like
Cinnamon.
it smells like the holidays. You've got your it's almost like it smells initially like a pumpkin pie, regardless of whether it is or not. That'll be for you. Smells very similar to what my desk has smelled like for about a week and a half. Is what it tastes like. You don't taste a lot of alcohol. You get your sweetness. You got your holiday tasty bits, like your overall spiciness. Little kind of like the whole drink really revolves around the apple structure. So you're getting, it's like apple juice for the holidays. Not like cider. Not as, I don't know, dark and thick as the cider is. So it's more like holiday apple juice with a little extra sweetness. Not a real, no burn. Let me try that one more time. Definitely unique and different. Don't look at it. It looks like apple juice. It's definitely got more definition than just a standard apple juice. So you gotta remember that, or else you're gonna get a little surprised with the drink. Definitely tasty. Good drink for the holidays. If you're having a bunch of people over, you make a couple of these, or maybe just one big one. Put it in a bowl, and people are just gonna be like, you know what you're doing. This is like all perfect for the season. So there you go. And I don't know if I really have to mention, even though they are the sponsor, what 10 Cane's all about. Is definitely a more sweet. You can watch our tasting episodes for all the different rums that we went through, but it's darker. It's more sugar sweetness than like the rum, the lighter. Like the other rums tend to be a little lighter, crisp but light. These a little more sweet. So if you're into a sweeter rum, definitely check out 10 Cane. I'm your host, Derek Showman. That was pretty fun, doing a whole punch episode. So there you go. We're teaching you how to drink.